Ohayo gozaimasu. Yes, everyone, welcome another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. Today we are in Tokyo today. You can see here, this is actually Shinagawa right there. There's Shinagawa Station right there. One of the great stations, one of the busiest stations in the world right now, no question about it. We're going to look at some properties over here. This is Meguro. Actually, there's a kind of a convergence of almost three wards. You have like Shinagawa ward here, you have Meguro ward right here, and then here finally it's kind of off the map. Just you see this Shinagawa off the map here to the back is Otaku or Ota ward. Ku is ward, or Ku means area, which is the kanji for it is actually, I'm doing it all wrong, is like this with an X in the middle of it there. Can I see it there to show it? Yeah, you can see the kanji for Ku. Shina means product, and then Gawa is river, and then ward right there. So you can see even by the place name right there, given where it is to the ocean, it's kind of like Shinagawa has always been like a very important port. And if you actually come down here, let me get this off of here. If you ever come down here into these areas, down into here, this is a really, really big port. It's really an interesting place to go. So cool. Anyway, I want to look at, I think I've kind of found a bit of an sort of, I don't know if it's arbitrage, but this sort of area here in what's known as, this is Togoshi or Ebara. I used to work here in the 1990s here in Oimachi, so I know this area very well. And again, I knew it from my bike because I was living in Shibuya and my job was in Oimachi, and then I would ride my bike every day to work. So then I learned a lot of this sort of area through the bicycle. And it's a very, very popular area. It's a really famous Shoten guy. You see right there, it says Togoshi Ginza. This is a really famous Shoten guy there. But its proximity here to the city is really close. This is the Tokyu Ikegami line, and it goes from here from Hatanoda. I think it goes all the way probably to the edge of Otaku, and it comes in here to Gotanda. Gotanda, a very interesting neighborhood. Still got like the image of like a bit of a sexual neighborhood, image of soapland, and is in Gotanda, and it's still there for the most part. But like if I were to move this map or manipulate this map, I do have the stuff that's on this map right there that I've manipulated. You'll see here I have it on ownership, which is Shoryuken, and I've taken all the rental stock off here. Okay, you can see there was 750 things of rental stock that I've taken off, and we're looking at units that are over 30 meters. So if you're from the domestic market, anything for here that you're looking at, you could get financing for. And then if you bought this unit and you wanted to sell it later, any of the people in the marketplace who needed leverage to buy the unit would have access to it, in that it is over 30 meters. Any of the units under 30 meters, generally speaking, the bank does not like to do mortgages for them. You can get what's known as a Toshibuken loan, which is an investment loan, but that's slightly different. And the interest rate is more. Okay, anyway, we're going to look here in this area. Is this an arbitrage? I'm trying to get people closer, and if I were to back out here more into Otaku, into this area, you're going to see a little bit more blue likely pop up. I don't know. You see, I'm right. Okay, so what I'm trying to do with, you see where I mean, it's not a broken market here, right? But I'm trying to get people, when we're looking at this strategically, how are we going to use this software on this page at home? We're going to try to get people as close as possible to the red pill. Weaknesses, you could say, maybe it's this sort of land is viewed as a little bit weaker quality because it is in the river basin and close to the ocean. I don't know what to make of that all. You can see that there's red pill all around. This is going to be the skyscrapers here. All the expensive stuff here in Shinagawa. A lot of developments happening around here. Really, my view of the skyscraper stuff that's done here in the lowlands of Shinagawa and Minato Ward right here. We're coming up more to Minato Ward right here. There's an escarpment right here that's known as the Yamanote escarpment that's up here, and that sort of has it sort of starts right in this sort of area right in here. So when you look at the Tokyo, to understand the Tokyo maps and its sort of elevation, when you're not looking at elevation maps, really the important thing to do, I'm going to come back to the main thrust of the video, is understanding how the water comes in here. Like if I come up here, basically the Emperor's Castle, okay, is right here, right? Now this is all connected to, this is all the lowlands here. This is all low, right? Really at sea level, okay? And this is where the merchants basically used to live, okay, when Tokyo was older than it is right now. And this is where the daimyo used to live, which is the samurai or the ruling class. And it's kind of like, of my idea, this is the second palace. I think for the most part that the emperor or the daimyo, which was, there was an emperor now, but really, I mean, it's basically the same group. The daimyo used to live in this here, and this was their defensible castle. So you can imagine that it was really close. This is really flat on the higher sort of ground. It's drier. Here's going to be, this was originally a swamp, I guess. Down here in this area was a swamp, and then as the Yamanote escarpment comes up, this is the high ground up here. And like Toranomon, this is all on the lowlands. So they sort of, in my eyes, I always strategically wonder, did they develop this first and package it and sell it because it's in the shit land on the bottom, and they're saving this sort of land in Akasaka for redevelopment for themselves, the daimyo, for example? I don't know. I don't know. Anyhow, we'll get back here, but you can see, understanding Tokyo, okay, and the real estate, always understand these sort of canals and everything like that, okay, and understand that is viewed as less value. There you go, Shirogane. And then here's the Yamanote escarpment right there as well, Shirogane Dai. It sort of comes up from here. Anyhow, that's how you can start when you're in Tokyo. You can always study from your bicycle, because you'll notice. I gotta really I don't know, I've never really thought to mention this in the videos right now, but what happened is I learned Tokyo from a bicycle, from living there, and I guess I learned it in the era before electronic bicycles, and the hills were really, I learned where the hills were, and then I learned where the smoother hills were and everything like that. And then I got a real sense of Tokyo from my bicycle and from a 3D. Like, one of the weaknesses when we're looking at a map like this is we don't really get the contours. But if you can combine this map and then get on your bike, you can understand Tokyo, because those hills are going to punish your body. But again, I'm into punishment because, like, comfort, I always look at comfort or discomfort. I don't like to live as a homeless person like that, but I will use discomfort, for example, in my training as a tool to keep me healthy and stuff like that. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay, get here to the topic of the video, Tokyo. Anyhow, I found an apartment. I found actually two apartments right here. I'll come to the first one right here, which ended up being a mirage, because I found this sort of one unit, which is in Shinagawa-ku, Barai-chome. And I looked at it and I thought it was really good. It's on the top floor, 1987 building, 57 meters. And then I went through the pictures, and it's definitely sort of beaten up and everything like that. And then I went back to the map, and I readjusted it, just because I'm so scared. This was the actual mansion right here. I found it right there. It was a very good looking apartment. But I came down here after to look at the details in the listing, and yeah, it's on rented land right there. And yeah, you just never want to really be involved with it, with anything on rented land. And it ended up being a mirage. I thought it was going to be the deal, and I thought that it could be covered here because I thought it was a really good deal. But the truth is, this is the price, and the reason it was a good deal is because you do not own the land. So there's no way that you want to be part of this. Anyway, we'll come back here to the master map. This is the sort of one we're going to be looking at. It's got a couple of different listings right here. This is the one right here, I believe. Yeah, here's a 45 meter for 2780 man. Okay, and it has several different listings here in different locations. I guess different real estate agencies are just displaying it there. We'll come to the listing right here. We'll come to the top. I'm going to make a point about this here later with it all. But yeah, 45 meter listing, which I liked. Okay, 45 meters on the 5th floor for a pretty good price. Pretty good price. Built 1979, 2DK. So you could this could be which means dining kitchen or 2-bedroom and dining kitchen. So you could, I mean, you'd have the dining room there, and then one could be your living room, for example. And even if you were to get married and have a child, for example, you could just make everything smaller, like a lot of families in Tokyo do. I know for people in the West, that might be stretching your mind, but yeah, there's people in Tokyo that have families that maybe they'd like a unit that's a little bit bigger than this, but this is the life of living in Tokyo. Anyhow, it's an older building built here in 1979. It is Lion's Mansion, though. Yeah, Ibaramachi, and then Daini. So they did actually build two. This is the one, the counter, or it's a counter basically, and Daini, which means number 2. So Lion's Mansion, Ibara, Daini. So it definitely, I don't think they did it. I could try to expand these pictures. They usually did tile in that age. There might be tile there as well. It's just I just wasn't able to see it. You can see that there's an auto dealership here on the 1st floor. I made a lot of points about this over time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 units in the building. So your portion of the land would actually be pretty good. I don't think any sort of big development is coming to this apartment. Okay, there's no real development upside. I think in this, I would say I could be wrong, but I just think it's a good price at a good location with access to Gotanda and Shinagawa in a really good neighborhood if you like to live in Tokyo. There is an elevator. I got a little concerned why the stairs. When I saw this picture at first, I did check. There's an elevator here in the building, but I think they're also taking pictures showing you that there's places for bikes. And yeah, you need a bike in Tokyo, not only to learn Tokyo real estate, but it is a byproduct when you're going to learn all about the contours of Tokyo when you have your bike. Lion's Mansion, of course, right there. And you can see right there. And look how everything nice, really well managed, really clean. I love just everything just really well managed. I love it. It's like smooth. And there we go. I'm going to talk about this here. Do we see any interior pictures on this one? It said it was all sort of maybe there's another listing of the same listing right here that had some interior pictures, I thought. And then maybe we'll fire that one up and see if there's any interior pictures. This is the same listing, but I think it had some interior pictures. That one listing didn't have any. And everything's kind of just been done. It's and I think it's been done fairly recently, right there. I'll expand the pictures. You see the kitchens all done. There's nothing that really needs to be done here in this apartment. I think the owner is living in the apartment though, and I like it. Just it's to me, it's got everything you want to live in Tokyo at a decent price. And oh, there's the elevator, by the way. I guess it was in the other pictures there as well. So there you go, right there. And there's there's a grocery store that's called Summit. And that's very close to there. This is a grocery store that's called Gyomu Super. This is a good word in Japanese, Gyomu, okay, which means commercial super. It's like it's commercial. It's a hit or miss supermarket. Sometimes the prices are good, but like sometimes they have some pretty shitty products here as well, right there. There you go. By the way, you see the word right there for Shinagawa, right there. Got the hinshitsu. That means the word for quality. Okay, watch this one. Pro no hinshitsu to pro no kakaku, which means professional quality and professional pricing, or like just means like professional pro. That means professional pro, and then hinshitsu means quality and kakaku means value. That's the word value. I'm sorry, value. There you go. 7-Eleven. There's 7-Eleven everywhere. This is Matsukyo, and Matsukyo, or you can say in Japanese, Matsukyo. Okay. Which is a drugstore. And then there's a school right here. Okay, so actually I made, and Hoikuren is a kindergarten, so I made a point that families in Tokyo live in units like this, the truth is they do, and that's the Yubin Kyoku, a bara Yubin Kyoku right there. Okay, I'm gonna come back here, and I'm gonna talk about this because I do sell cars as well, and I did want to talk about this. You'll see here I've talked about this in all kinds of videos before, that in Tokyo retail is really active, and one of the ways it's really active is in terms of car dealerships. And this man here, who is the owner of San A Auto, is a man, for example, is probably pretty similar to me. Okay, and you can see right here that there's a Mercedes-Benz here. I think that's a Benz there as well, and there's a Porsche right here. So he's got himself a pretty nice dealership here where he's selling geisha, and geisha is the foreign cars. Okay, and I'm going to connect it. You're like, why are you talking about cars, Tokyo real estate, man? I'm going to connect it to this. What happens? You see where all these red dots are? Okay, these are his customers right here. These, for the most part, men. These men, okay, like me, who live in these neighborhoods where the red dots are, okay, they love their cars. And he has a dealership that's very, very close to here for a reason. Because those customers who live in those red pill areas can easily come and look at the cars at his dealership. Okay, and that speaks to why this building is a really good opportunity. Okay, this market is going up in Tokyo, but you could just copy what this guy in the car dealership is doing. Okay, I'm not saying that this is going to jump up to red pill, but maybe you want to be close to the red pill because these are the most popular areas in Tokyo. This is Meguro. When we move on the map up here to Nakameguro, this is probably the most popular, Daikanyama, Nakameguro, Shibuya area. This is the oshare, the nicest, really, the areas of Tokyo. What happens? Okay, the quality of everything, because for the business to stay in business, there's this like competition. Everything gets really nicer from this competition between all the sort of retail stores, and it's a really great environment. And that's why that guy has a dealership here in this building in Ibaramachi, and that's why, in the same way, I think this apartment is a good deal. So I thought I found a really good deal here today with this one right here, that first one right there, but it's on rented land, so it ended up being a mirage. One other thing that we could, there's no sort of surprise. We see that like everything was sort of updated here in the apartment in recent years. I don't know exactly when, but we can see that the owner is currently, you can see right there, Shoyusha Jukyochu, okay, he's living currently in the unit, okay, Shoyuken, okay. This is Jishu Kanri, so it's a self-managed building, and that might actually have cheaper, you see, not any cheaper, but you see right here, the management fees here are a little bit cheaper, and these are the repair fund fees, okay, right here for, so running costs for if you own this apartment outright would be about $230 Canadian, excuse me, per month. There's no real surprises. This is the key here. There is an elevator in the building. Any directional stuff? Yeah, it's northwest facing, and I think it said it was on the fifth floor, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me. This is talking about some of the updating and everything that was done here in the unit and everything like that, and in the building itself. I wanted to come here to the map. Sorry if this is carrying on. This is coming. I was trying to set it. I was trying to make these videos a little bit shorter, but we'll see if I'll be able to do that. We'll get the Google Maps golden guy in here, drop you into the, if I can pick him up. Come on, Google guy. There we go. We got him. And we'll try to drop them right here in front of the apartment if I've done it. And you'll be able to see the sort of character of the neighborhood. And yeah, this is no surprises right there. Ooh, that's nice. So you see a house here built in the 1980s. Very, look how well it's been maintained though. Really nice. And I believe, is that a concrete house or is it a wood house? That might be a concrete house. No, it might be an is it an apartment building? Oh, it could be an apartment building. Uh, did I land us on the right street to try to find the apartment? I guess probably I didn't. This looks to be an apartment here. You see a newer build here. I think I might have to drop us on the other side of the. I think I'll have to drop us over here to try to get closer into the building, or maybe it's going to be right here. I'm hoping. You see the house mark? You can see here like a wooden apartment building built here in the early 1990s, right there. Oh yeah, I guess I found the building. Maybe this is the building right here, or it might be sort of stuck here in the back. Maybe that's what that was. It was stuck here in the middle, so the building itself is sort of captured here in the back, I'm guessing. So we might have to go to the satellite maps. But again, what do we see here? We see like a newer. Is this a house or an apartment building? No, it's an apartment building. Looks to be. I don't know if it's concrete or wood. Looks to be wood to me right there. But yeah, you can see the character here of the sort of Shinagawa Street. Still really compact neighborhood, like it's not central Tokyo, but you can see that there's a lot of people here living in this neighborhood. And it's a very nice neighborhood, and that's why people want to live here right there, right? So it's really cool. We'll come back here and we'll get here to the satellite picture right there. Maybe it is the sort of one that's captured in there in the middle. And sure enough, maybe, or maybe it's just not. Maybe on this one it's not displaying. If I come here, because there was like several different listings for this one. If I come here back to this one right here, maybe this one will display where it is. Whereas because we have certain each listing is done by a different agency there, so they're picking off different points in the map of where to put it. So that might be the reason I couldn't find it. And I think right here, I think we should actually be able to find it. If I can pick up the Google Maps Golden Guide. Tokyo Real Estate, man. Pick up your Google Maps Golden Guide. Okay, here we go. I think I'm going to find it. And everyone look for the house mark. Look for the house mark. See if we found it. Look for that sort of 7-story building. Are we seeing it here? Again, do we have a mirage? Do we have a mirage? Oh, I'm just not finding it. What is this? What is this here? What does that say? That there is a Shinyo Kinko. That's a credit union right here on the front side. So this is a credit union and the building that they own. I have done a terrible job. You see a really big parking lot right here. I'm trying to find the building, but I just haven't done it, everyone. I'm sorry. Anyhow, it ended up being sort of a mirage. But you can see that there's one other thing I could talk about, two things I could talk about really quickly right here, is that this will probably be a parking lot for a few more years, and then after that they'll probably build some sort of apartment on top of it here, because it's not efficiently really using the space, but it's probably done very well as a parking business. You see that these are probably rented monthly to some sort of company right there. Looks to be, I'm guessing right there, that could even be NTT. One other thing right here, by the way, you see like a car right here. If you do park in, or you do have a car in Tokyo or somewhere in Japan, the nighttime is really cheap. During the day, these spots are probably high in demand from commercial users and stuff like that. But you can see this right there. It says Yakkan Nanka Saidai, which means the maximum price at nighttime. So if you were to bring a car in here at nighttime and park, the cost at nighttime from 8 a.m. to 8, see the 20 right there, from 20 to 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. is 500 yen. And then I can't see it right here, but I'm guessing that that's a 1 and an 8, for example. And during the day, it might be like if you stay for 8 hours, the maximum price might be 1,800 yen. I couldn't see it. Is there another sign that's sort of indicating it? Maybe if I go down the street here, we'll see. We'll see if, well, there we go, 1,200. There we go. Okay, there we go. It's a little bit cheaper than I thought. So from from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., okay, the maximum price is 1,200, which is actually not too bad. And I don't think I was right on this being NTT. But see this one here, I was right though. These are monthly parking spots right there. But I think this is probably a pretty successful parking business at the same time too, because that's a really fair price for construction people during the day. So, and I think that there's going to be a lot of like redevelopment here happening in this neighborhood. I think going forward, just looking at where that concentration of red dots are. So, and this spot eventually could be one of them. Anyway, it's so much to learn here every day from looking at the Tokyo real estate market. Really, really fun to look at it all. And again, I studied all this from a bicycle. So if you're in Tokyo, for God's sakes, get a bicycle. I could back this map out a little bit more so you can see the proximity. We didn't get the exact location of it, okay? But you can see there's Gotanda. And if you didn't know Gotanda, that's the Yamanote line, okay? It's going to be, that's the Yamanote line right there, and it's going to turn there and go to Shinagawa. So you're really here in a good location. We saw that down here in the Otaku area, we saw more blue stuff. So maybe this is trying to get people really where the economy is best, where you're going to get the most for the least. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo real estate man. Happy to bring it to you. If you're interested in a house, apartment in Tokyo, somewhere in Japan, you can always come here to my Instagram, which is known as the Tokyo Real Estate Man website. The very same as the website of this very same name, Tokyo Real Estate Man website. Two ways of getting a hold of me. You can use this contact box if you want, or you can just give me a straight email like many people do. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. いつもこのチャンネル見てるありがとうございます。今日の動画、いい東京の不動産教育かな? Did you learn something from today? Maybe living in Tokyo and using a bicycle to study the Yamanote escarpment. And just remember that on the Yamanote escarpment, that's where the daimyo or the samurai, that's where they lived. And they didn't necessarily have more money than the merchants, but they did have the swords, which is why they took the higher land, because it was drier and it was rock. So in the next 1,000 years, when the huge earthquake comes to Tokyo, maybe those towers in Toranomon are going to melt into the silt, whereas the tower in Akasaka on the rock, on the Yamanote escarpment, it's going to be sitting really good. Anyways, I digress. いつもありがとうございます。今日の動画は終わりです。